Welcome back to the channel. Are you training for a race that includes downhill running? Or do you struggle with downhill running and trying to learn how to run downhill more efficiently? Well, today we'll be talking about the do's and don'ts of downhill running. And on this channel, we talk about all things running and fitness related. So be sure to subscribe to be part of the tribe because we post 2 videos a week, and that is on Thursdays and Saturdays. Our goal is to motivate you to be a stronger runner and to inspire you on your fitness lifestyle. So let's get started with that do's and don'ts of downhill running. With downhill running, you want to be looking down the hill instead of down at your feet. You want to make sure you're engaging your core. And you want to be using your arms for balance. So that means that you don't need to keep your arms in that forward and back motion that you typically would use if you're running on a flat surface or if you're running up a hill. Instead, you want to be flaring out your hands to help balance it, especially if you're trying to keep control of yourself or even if you change in direction. You want to be keeping contact with the ground as minimal as possible. You want to be landing light. So that means that if you can hear yourself pound the ground, then you want to be thinking in your head, stay light or keep light. Now, injury do happen on your runs due to that improper running technique or running form that you are having. Running downhill is harder on your body due to that stretching and elongating of muscles compared to when you run uphill, you're just constricting your muscles. We tend to train for downhill running last, but downhill running do tend to tear muscles. So some people do feel that downhill running is easier due to as you're descending down the hill, your muscles is more, you are more open and are able to breathe easier. And it's also due to your breathing is not as constricted. So that means that the oxygen could be able to flow through your body with ease. Now, many runners do stress when running downhill, and just because they are afraid of falling, losing control of those runs. But instead, you want to be relaxing. Don't overthink about it. Just relax in those runs. And just let gravity take you, because gravity will be doing most of the work for you. Now, if you are training for a race that will have some type of downhill in that race, you need to be training for this. So that means that you need to be adding downhill to your workout plans and go ahead and practice for that due to whatever terrain that you'll be running for in those races. And if you do not have downhills available in your area, then you need to be adding it by doing some type of plyo where you will be jumping down stairs, jumping off a stair. So you need a downward descent to help you train for that. Or run downstairs. And if you have the option of descending your treadmill, then you want to be doing that for those type of training. So don't avoid downhill running. Embrace it. Stay relaxed and keep your knees soft to prevent overstriding and locking the knee. Downhill running do put more pressure on your knees. You want to stay neutral. And you want to keep the center of the gravity over your legs and let the gravity do the work. And don't lean too far backwards because it will cause the slamming of your heels into the ground, which causes a braking force. Now, hill training do help build and strengthen the muscles in your legs, while downhill running helps focusing more on the front of your legs. Now, the quads are activated to help with the shock from that downhill running. Now, you may want to focus on more of that forefoot running because midfoot running could be a little bit harder when you are out and you run that downhill. But if you are able to, midfoot running is definitely the best option. Now, you want to at least try to do 1 steep downhill running for your training. Now, most people do train for the uphill running on hills, but they don't always train for that downhill running on those hills. But downhill training is just as important as uphill training. So make sure that you do train to run downhill and not just walk it. You want to be trained to run it as well, especially if you plan to run those downhills on those races. So make sure you are training in advance. Be sure to share these videos with others because this is a very important videos for others to see to make sure they are training properly for their downhill training. And make sure you share the video with others and like it. Give us a thumbs up. Until we see you next time. Bye bye.